Hi, Virgo-Libra Cusp Collective. Welcome back to Cusp of Roses for your general energy check-in reading. Ooh, I am just trying to get your incense lit here for your reading. But I do hope that this finds you in the highest vibration possible. Thank you guys so much for all the love that you show here on my channel. Through your likes, through your comments, your shares, your subscriptions. They truly do mean so, so much. And I'm very grateful to connect with so many of you. So thank you for that love. I appreciate you. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Make sure you read through the description box below, okay? It's going to have everything. Okay. It's going to have everything you need to know in order to get the most out of my readings here on my channel, right? In order to align your energy with my readings, in order to do so, you will need to know your natal chart, okay? So there are links in the description box for you to figure that information out. So look into it, read through it, okay? For those of you that have been here long enough, you already know what you got to get going with your gratitude practice. Start thinking about what works for you. For those of you, again, who are new, I do invite you to take some time, okay, while I'm shuffling this deck to do some affirmation work, some intentions, maybe some prayers, a meditation, a moment of silence, breath work, or even just stillness, okay, in order for you to be open to the messages that are meant for you. I'm going to do the same so that I am allowing those important messages to flow through me, okay, so that they do get to you. So let's go ahead and get started, Virgo Libra. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Holy Spirit, my ascended masters, my ascended ancestors, and all holy angels, thank you so much for being here with me and with the Virgo Libra Cusp Collective of Energy here on YouTube for their general energy check-in reading. I thank you so much, Divine, for allowing me to clearly channel the most important messages that the Virgo Libra Cusp Collective needs to hear in the now moment regarding whatever planets, whatever transits, whatever houses and or aspects are connecting with them, supporting them, and guiding them. Whenever they do find this reading, I thank you so much, Divine, for that clear guidance, for your love, your grace, your mercy, and protection always and forever, and so it is. Okay, last two shuffles here, Virgo Libra, and then we will get started. Okay, Virgo Libra Cusp. Let's see. Thank you so much, Divine. What cosmic energy is here for the Virgo Libra Collective? You have Mercury in the mind here, vibration of 3. Okay. Feels like your thoughts might be really heavy at this time. Okay. Mind you, we are coming up on eclipse season. You also have Neptune here in sacrifice. Vibration of 10 for my number people. A lot of green here right away. So there might be some heart chakra energy that's activating for you in the now moment. Whenever you do find this, thank you so much, Divine. Last one, you have Gran Trine, okay? Gran Trine is an aspect that you can find in your chart or in any Synergy reading or spread here where I want to say is it 120 degrees? Like wherever in your natal chart, yeah, it creates this type of triangle alignment, okay? From what I understand, I feel like, don't quote me on that. Maybe even research a little bit what a Gran Trine is. It is a harmonious aspect to have in your chart, right? It means that those 3 energies, I do believe it's a 3, right? Because it's a trine. That those 3 energies work well with one another or complement each other in one shape or form. But with the Neptune energy here, this is that vibration of there's something that isn't as it seems, okay? With sacrifice, it's almost this energy where Virgo Libra, you might have to sacrifice what you think you know in order to learn what you don't. I hope that makes sense. It's like releasing what you think is so that you can actually experience the truth of what's happening. But that seems like kind of right on the point there. It's like sacrificing what you think you know in order to learn what you don't, right? In order to learn what you aren't aware of, or in order to learn something new or something different, okay? To have the 3 here with Mercury in the mind, and also a Gran Trine energy, which is the vibration of 46 in that deck, breaking down into a 10. It does feel like there is maybe something that is completing in the now moment whenever you do find this reading. Because Mercury being 3rd house energy, right? Gemini energy, a lot of information, a lot of learning, right? So it has the air. It just has the air that you feel you know something, Virgo-Libra, when in fact maybe you don't fully know all that's happening, right? So even if we pull into this trine energy, you may know 2 points of that trine, but that 3rd one, right? Still a mystery, still unknown, or still hasn't happened yet. Or again, what you think you know about that 3rd energy, right? That last bit to that alignment isn't all that there is to know. Okay. All right. Let's look a little deeper into this with the tarot here. This is the Intuitive Night Goddess deck. Found it on Etsy for those of you that might be interested, okay? Thank you so much, Divine, for these messages here for Virgo-Libra cusp energies. Please clarify Mercury, Neptune, and Gran Trine for Virgo-Libra. What do they need to know? What does Virgo-Libra need to know about Mercury in the mind, Neptune, sacrifice, and Gran Trine and blessings? Thank you so much, Divine, for more clarity on the energy of Mercury, Neptune, and Gran Trine for Virgo-Libra Cusp Collective here on YouTube. Okay. Tell me more about Mercury, Divine. What does Mercury want to say here for Virgo-Libra? Queen of Wands. Fire energy. Based on your natal chart, your Mercury could be stationed in a fire house. So either Aries in the 1st house, Mercury in the 1st house, maybe Mercury in the 5th house, okay? Or connected to Aries, Leo, or Sag here. More specifically, Leo energy. You see that lion in the background. Okay, so your Mercury could be in Leo or again connected to the 5th house. Tell me more about this Queen of Wands energy for Mercury, for Virgo-Libra. Yeah. Okay, it could be in Sagittarius too. You have Temperance here. Or connected to the 9th house. Virgo-Libra, pulling away from your natal chart, it feels like there's something that's on your mind, or maybe someone, Queen of Wands, that's on your mind. Temperance is a very powerful energy. It's all about change. It's all about alchemy. It's all about patience. It's all about letting things work out the way that they need to. So there might be something that you think you know about a Queen of Wands energy, because it does feel a little separate from you. There might be something that you think you know about a Queen of Wands that, again, Neptune, it's like there might be distortion in what you think you know. Or there's just this fire energy or this Queen of Wands energy, maybe Sagittarius, that is heavy on your mental. Also, we do have Sagittarius season coming up very soon, okay? So this Sagittarius season, that that we're heading into, right? Because I do believe we're on the cusp of Scorpio and Sag right now. Today begins that cusp season for the next 5 days. Your mind might be really active. Queen of Wands, really active, maybe getting a lot of messages, intuition, just very, very on high alert here with the Queen of Wands. There's a certain level of attraction with the Queen of Wands. And then to further clarify with the Temperance, it's like let me grab some more before I say what I want to say, because it feels like you don't want to be too hasty with your thoughts here, Virgo Libra. Because it's like there, like I said, you might have 2 pieces of this trine, but that third one, do you see what I'm saying? It's like you might not know all that's happening or all that there is. It just feels like this Queen of Wands might be a person, Virgo Libra, that's just on your mind. And maybe that's you trying to figure them out somehow, some way, trying to understand. Maybe, like I said, this is an aspect in your natal chart and it's very active in your energy right now. And there's a need to learn more about it. Let's see. Tell me more about this Queen of Wands and Temperance energy. The moon. Yeah. Okay. So with the moon being here, right? Again, like I said, we have the partial lunar eclipse tomorrow. This is live on the 18th of November. So the 19th of November, might even that energy might be really starting to kind of get into full towards this nighttime. Okay. Or towards the night as we go into the 19th, but it's something hidden here. Like I said, there's something that you don't see, or there's something that you don't know. There might be a lot of unknowns. But with Temperance, it's almost like either a good thing that you don't know or you're not meant to know right now. That's why there's patience with the Temperance energy. You have to wait for the timing, wait for the energies to alkaline. It's a process. That's what Temperance speaks to, really tempering your patience, right? Maybe even tempering the need to know it all right away. Especially with the mind, it could be overactive, overthinking, right? But with the moon, there's definitely something that is hidden or that you don't know. But it doesn't feel like a negative thing. It just feels like I said, you may think you know something, but sacrificing what you think you know in order to learn what you don't. Okay? Just that seems super important. I hope I can remember that for your title, because I think that's what I want to title this. Tell me more about the moon and Mercury for Virgo Libra. Tell me more about this moon energy with Mercury. Yeah, you got the Spirit of Wands, so you do have a true pair here. And the Six of Swords. So someone, okay. Virgo Libra, it does feel like there might be a fire energy, and this feels like a particular person. Okay. Feminine energy here. That maybe you're realizing that there's a match or there's some sort of connection here. Because I feel like you're the King of Wands. Okay. And with Temperance, it just feels like, because, okay, let me say this. For me as a reader, Temperance often denotes that there's a lot happening in the spirit world, right? That there are your angels, your guides, your ancestors working to align you with something. Pouring those cups back and forth, right? Alkalining the energy in order for you to be in alignment for whatever this is. So it's like that's maybe what you don't know, that there is a hand on this situation with this energy. But with the Six of Swords, it's like coming out of the dark, coming out of this moon energy, right? So whatever is unknown will definitely be revealed, and it does feel like it brings balance. It brings understanding. It brings clarity. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's like you're almost there into fully seeing whatever this energy is. And this could even be you, okay? Virgo Libra. Maybe in Sagittarius season, there is this balance between that fiery masculine energy and fiery feminine energy that comes into play here. Like I said, if your Mercury is in a fire energy, a fire element, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but with the Temperance, it feels like it could be Sag, okay? Or the ninth house, connected to the ninth house somehow, some way. But again, you have all the energy here. It just feels like for some of you, it's this air of mystery. Again, there's just a lot of unknowns. And I feel like what's more important here, Virgo Libra, is just because you don't know doesn't mean that it's negative or that it's bad that you don't know. Okay? So you might be coming into a deeper understanding about that. Like just not going to worst case scenario, Virgo Libra. Again, not letting the mind rule your thought process or kind of overtake you or overwhelm you. Because if there are unknowns, like I said, if there is something that, again, you think you know, but you really don't know, that doesn't mean that it's bad information. I feel like I have to clarify that or reassure you in that way. It doesn't mean that it's bad. So try not to think worst case scenario, regardless, whatever this is, however that resonates. Try not to think worst case scenario. Like I said, sacrifice what you think you know. So if your mind is saying, oh, it's bad, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, sacrifice that, surrender that, Neptune, right? So that you can really learn and be open to what it actually is. This could be a blessing in disguise here or something hidden in that way, right? Like it's hidden for a reason because it's meant to be a blessing. There's a timing to this. There's an alignment to that. But you thinking worst case scenario can keep you out of alignment with that. So it feels like Temperance is maybe even waiting on you, Virgo Libra, to kind of surrender to that energy and come out of the overthinking, coming out of the dark thoughts, or again, the tendency to think worst case scenario off rip, right? And leave room for positive energy. Leave room for it to actually be something that is a blessing that maybe works out in your favor, or something that actually is an asset or a benefit here, as opposed to something trying to harm you, something trying to wrong you, or, you know, that's just what it is, or something with ill intent coming towards you. Okay, tell me more about this Neptune energy. Let's clarify that. Thank you so much, Divine. What does Virgo Libra need to know about Neptune? The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, Virgo Libra. That's what I'm saying. It's like, because there are unknowns with this fire energy, again, whether this is just a lack of awareness of how that fire energy resonates within yourself, which is why, again, I leave those natal chart links there. They're not affiliate links. I don't get paid from it. They're just free. I find them to be very accurate, okay? It's like, that's either one thing. That's for some of you. Others of you, this Queen of Wands energy, this fire energy is a person or something outside of yourself, where you're thinking worst case scenario because there are some unknowns, or it feels like things are hidden, or there's some mystery around that fire energy. And it almost feels like somewhat of a test in a way from the divine with Temperance. It's like, let's see if they're actually ready to come into balance, or to kind of find that sort of grounding or peace, or again, to receive this Ace of Cups. Sacrifice what you don't know, or what you think you know, so that you learn what you don't. And that's the Ace of Cups. So again, it's almost like if there is a fire energy here, Virgo Libra, that is interested in you, wanting to connect with you, or you're interested in them, or they're just present in your vibration or present in your awareness some way, shape, or form. Okay? It feels like your mind has a tendency to go worst case scenario, like it's a bad thing, it's a negative thing, it's a negative aspect, or, you know, because you maybe don't know everything about this fire energy, that they must be hiding something intentionally, or it must be bad, or like, you know what I'm saying? There must be something wrong when it actually, it's just everything's right with the situation. There's just maybe a time and a place, or, you know, maybe there's things again happening behind the scenes in the spirit that has to get into alignment before this can actually manifest, right? So it's hidden for a reason, but that reason isn't always bad. Okay? It almost feels like the divine is trying to wait for you to get into alignment, Virgo Libra, for you to be open and receptive to this Ace of Cups that might be in tandem with this fire energy. Okay? Thank you so much, divine. Tell me more about this Ace of Cups for Neptune. Yeah, you got the Lovers. Right. Right. Soulmate energy. Partnership. Right? Tell me more about this Ace of Cups and the Lovers for Neptune, for Virgo Libra divine. Thank you so much. What else is Virgo Libra? Whoa, need to know. You have the Witch, which is the Magician in this particular deck, and then you have the Monarch, the Emperor. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. There's a point of evolution here for you, Virgo Libra, where it feels like the divine is waiting for you to step into your power and take control again over maybe your mind, your body, and your spirit. Get that into alignment. That Gran Trine. Mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit, however you want to say it. To get that into alignment so that you can actually receive this Ace of Cups and this partnership and this connection. So what you maybe think is something, again, I can't get away from the thought of malice or the thought of ill intent or ill will coming towards you, when actually it's an Ace of Cups. It's a partner, it's a lover, it's a, do you see what I'm saying? It's like those thoughts, I'm going to tread lightly here because I want to say those thoughts are choices, because the Lovers is also about a choice. This is the Wayfarer in this particular deck, but it's the Lover's energy. It's about a choice. How you choose to see things, how you choose to perceive things, right? And with the Moon and Neptune, it's again, what you perceive might not be the truth, might not be really what's there. Because what's there is this Ace of Cups. What's there is this Lover's energy. What's there is a lot of power. Okay, a lot of manifestation energy, a lot of creative energy. Alignment really is what the Magician really is. It's really understanding your existence as a co-creator, right? So rather than maybe Virgo Libra, you know, take this with a grain of salt, but maybe it's moving out of a more of a victim mentality here and moving into a more sovereign energy. And a sovereign mentality with the Emperor. The Emperor is kind of like a rebel in a sense of they trust what they know, right? Remember, the Emperor is all four kings in one. So the Emperor has mastered all four elements in the same way that the Magician receives or has gathered all four elements, right? All four elements, very, very important. So it just feels like the divine is waiting for you to elevate into this energy in order to receive this energy, right? So then you have all the elements you need to really create something very powerful here, right? To bring to the table in some form of a connection, okay? Tell me more about what's the overall energy here for Neptune. What's the overall energy? And some of you are just gaining that clarity, like with the Six of Swords. Some of you are coming out of that shadow and that kind of fog and maybe even, dare I say, fear of what this love energy is, because for the Lovers and the Ace of Cups and the Magician and the Emperor to come out, That's a lot of powerful energy. A lot of major arcana, a lot of powerful minor arcana here, okay? To highlight just how much of a blessing this energy or this connection or whatever that lovers represents for you is. Okay? What's the overall energy here for Neptune? Yeah, Seven of Swords, like I said. Sacrificing what you think you know to learn what you don't. Right? What you think you know is that Five of Swords that that person has in their hands. What you don't know is the two swords in the ground. Right? So this is just really coming into clarity and realizing where, again, with the Six of Swords to the Seven of Swords, right? You're coming out of the confusion. You're coming out of the manipulation. You're coming out of the false understandings. So that's that transition process here. Then you land, right? And see, oh, okay, I see where those Five of Swords really threw me off, where that wasn't rooted in truth. So Neptune brings you in an interesting way, some form of clarity around the deception, around what the illusion was, right? What you were deceiving yourself to believe or what you were holding on to that didn't accurately represent what was actually there in front of you. Okay, tell me more about this Gran Trine here for Virgo Libra. King of Swords. Okay. Aquarius energy, but could be your Libra dynamic. It's air energy, right? Regardless of the sign. And that's what I mean. It's clarity. Seeing the truth, right? Seeing it for what it is. So for some of you, that feeling of caution or that feeling of overthinking was rooted in some form of emotion, okay? And with the King of Swords is logic, right? Now, the King of Swords is also not devoid of emotion, which is why they're the king, right? Where the Queen of Swords is all logic, like cold-hearted, right? Just very cold-hearted in the sense of, okay, what you feel is fine and dandy, but what's the black and white of the situation? What's logical? I'm not considering the emotions of it all. I'm considering what's right and what's wrong. The King of Swords carries that same energy, but is a little bit more in tune with the feeling. It's like, okay, I can see how that emotion would lead you to think this way. I could see how you maybe feeling one way would make you assume this. But here's the truth, right? Do you see it's a little bit more gentle? It's a little bit more, what is the word I'm looking for? Looking at the full picture of it all, right? A little bit more balanced, okay? Tell me more about this King of Swords with the Gran Trine. Thank you so much, Divine. Tell me more about this King of Swords and the Gran Trine for Virgo Libra. The Star, more Aquarius energy. Okay? Alignment. Your true and authentic self. And again, it's that same notion of, okay, I can see how these emotions and this energy would lead me to think one way. As opposed to getting swept up in the emotion, as opposed to just allowing the thoughts that you build off of that emotion to be truth. Understanding where that distortion, like I said with Neptune, was or is. Some of you might still be active in that energy and actively navigating that, okay? Tell me more about the King of Swords and the Star for the Gran Trine. Thank you so much, Divine. For Virgo Libra. Then you got the Warrior of Swords. So a lot of mental energy. Again, Mercury in the mind here, right? So this is telling me that there, again, it's realizing where you were quick to assume, right? Maybe spoke too soon, maybe concluded things before really having all the facts. right? So it's learning that lesson. The Warrior of Swords will definitely act on what they think is true without really seeing the big picture or without really knowing it all. The King of Swords learns that, okay, I need to hear it all, see it all, feel it all, understand it all, listen to it all before I come to a conclusion. Research it, learn more before I make a final decision, before I make an analyzation, right? And hold on to that truth. Warrior of Swords, still in that energy of assumption, almost. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't have the full knowledge, doesn't really know it all, but is still acting as if they do. That's the downfall of that Warrior of Swords energy, okay? Tell me more about this Warrior of Swords in the Grand Trine. But again, I feel like you're moving through it, especially with the Six of Swords to the Seven of Swords. You're moving through that, outgrowing that energy a little bit here, Virgo Libra, okay? And it is all a process. It is all a process, right? The Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups, right? Like I said, there's the Ace of Cups, the Lovers, right? Powerful energy, very much so in alignment. Someone seeing the full picture now, right? Star is also very hopeful energy, but it is a very truthful energy. It's really about being naked in your authenticity. So where, again, maybe the assumption that there was no authentic energy, or again, that there was some sort of ill will, or like that moon energy, something was hidden for a reason. It's like, it's not the reason that you thought, right? It, like I said, try to keep your mind from going worst case scenario right away. That's what this Warrior of Swords does, right? So there is an elevation here for you, Virgo Libra, which will be very powerful to realizing, again, what it kind of takes in order to really find balance and harmony in your partnerships, in your connections. Because again, like I said, the divine's waiting for this Emperor energy to show up in your vibration, regardless of gender, in order to gift you this Ace of Cups. But in order to be the Emperor, you have to master the King of Swords and the other kings. You also have to master the King of Wands. So it feels like Sagittarius season, you might be mastering this King of Wands energy. Come Aquarius season, you might master that King of Swords. So then, maybe during Pisces season here with Neptune, you get to show up as the full Emperor. And then that aligns you with this Ace of Cups, aligns you with this Lover's energy, aligns you then and puts you in this vibration of the Ten of Cups. Yeah? All right, we'll pull one more for this Ten of Cups energy, and then we'll end your reading, Virgo Libra, okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading so far, make sure you give it a thumbs up, okay? Or like the video, however you choose and feel, okay? No hard feelings. Tell me more about this Ten of Cups. Thank you so much, Divine, for this Gran Trine. Tell me more. What's the overall energy for the Gran Trine? Yeah, Three of Wands. So it's coming. That alignment coming. That growth coming. That ship coming in. Like I said, it's just that work that needs to be done for you, Virgo Libra, in order to be in alignment and ready and open to receiving it. Three of Wands, Sagittarius energy. Again, very optimistic, right? Almost the, well, right? The exact I always want to say that word. It's in my mind. My mouth can't say it. But it's the opposite, right? The anti-pessimism, high levels of optimism. High levels of optimism, right? So where you were maybe in a very pessimistic energy towards this connection for some of you, towards this opportunity, towards this understanding. It's getting out of that and experiencing that excitement and anticipation for the good to come. This Three of Wands is understanding that you are being prepared or have prepared for what you've asked for. So there's no way that it can't be in an alignment with you, right? There's no way that it won't come in because you prepped for it. This is the preparation. Okay, Virgo Libra. I hope that this reading again served you well in some way, shape, or form. Let me know in the comment section what connected with you, what you resonated with. I love reading that from you all, especially if these cards came out and it maybe hit your situation a little different. If you're open to sharing, I'd love to hear that as well. It helps me out as a reader. It also kind of just helps me connect more with you guys that do watch my videos. So I appreciate you all so, so much. Thank you for your time. And again, this is going to be a process, Virgo Libra. This is not going to happen overnight. But it does feel like with this moon energy, this eclipse season kind of jump starts you mastering these last two kings in order to show up as the emperor, okay? To be in alignment with this Ace of Cups and this Lovers and the manifestation energy, right? And that Ten of Cups, all right? So I will see you, Virgo Libra, in our next reading. Namaste.